Celebrities who've spoken about being pro-choice. Hi, I'm your host Bridget Shields, and let's get into today's video. Number 10. Meghan Markle. The Duchess of Sussex spoke to Vogue about Roe v. Wade being overturned and said that this is having a very real impact on women's bodies and lives starting now. Quote, women are already sharing stories of how their physical safety is being put in danger. She said that while women with resources will travel to get the procedure, those without might attempt to give themselves one at a tremendous risk to their health. Also adding that other women who are pregnant and find themselves in a medical emergency might be at the mercy of doctors and lawyers to determine if a procedure that is needed to save her life can even be done at all. Markle believes that wherever we are, we can make it clear that reproductive freedom is a fundamental right, just like freedom of speech. The Duchess also said that this moment requires unity, really listening to people and understanding the Constitution was written at a time when women were second-class citizens. And although she is doing her best to approach this moment with a positive outlook, she feels that the ruling is a quote, blueprint for reversing rights. Number 9. Kendall Jenner. The Kardashian star is making her stance on women's healthcare clear again, and she called out the Supreme Court for its decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. Kendall hasn't always been clear about her politics, but when it comes to women's rights, she's really starting to speak up. In May, Kendall's name appeared on Planned Parenthood's #BanOffOurBodies campaign, along with best friend Hailey Bieber. Taking to Instagram following the decision, the 26-year-old supermodel shared a retweet of a New York Times post speaking about the state of the US right now that highlights how a woman's body is more regulated than a weapon. She captioned the tweet, quote, disturbing, disappointing, and devastating. That same New York Times post currently has over 450,000 likes and comments from people getting collectively angry at what's going on right now. And even Kendall's sisters, Kim and Kourtney Kardashian, have also shared posts to their Instagram stories about the decision. Number 8. John Legend. John Legend has compared America's current battle over reproductive healthcare to The Handmaid's Tale, insisting that the overturning of women's rights to terminate a pregnancy is comparable to Margaret Atwood's chilling dystopian novel. He told The Guardian, quote, we're teetering on the brink of not being a full democracy. We're about to implement The Handmaid's Tale into law. If you haven't read the disturbing book that a lot of people are saying now is more relevant than ever, the plot imagines a future in which fertile women are all subjected to forced pregnancy in order to oppress them and to repopulate the nation. The 43-year-old singer said that he was hopeful when current US President Joe Biden took over from Donald Trump, but now that optimism for the state of American politics has long disappeared. Legend believes that these state houses are waging an all-out war on women and their right to control their reproductive decisions. Number 7. Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar appeared to be giving his take about the Supreme Court's recent reversal of Roe v. Wade, ending his performance on the Pyramid stage at the 2022 Glastonbury Festival in the UK by referencing the current state of women's rights during his new song Savior. The rapper, who recently released a long-awaited album, gave a haunting, fierce performance of the track titled United in Grief, which is a deeply personal tale of pain that he was able to visually and verbally align with the grief around Roe v. Wade being overturned. Kendrick wore a crown made of thorns with fake blood pouring down his face and chanted Godspeed for women's rights. Each time he repeated the line, he would add more volume until he eventually stopped mid-sentence and then abruptly dropped the microphone and left the stage, leaving his backup dancers frozen in place. Safe to say it was a really powerful way to get the message across. Number 6. Halsey. The 27-year-old musician said that they were feeling defeated by the decision that they have been advocating for reproductive rights and bodily integrity for as long as they have had a platform. The performer now feels stressed due to the fact that they are running out of ways to word and frame the severity of the impact that fundamentalism has on the United States. Quote, the overturning of Roe v. Wade will mark a catastrophic shift in our fundamental rights to bodily autonomy and reproductive health care. We are constituents constituents, and we have the right and responsibility to fight this. The pop star, who has been open about their struggles with endometriosis, revealed that they miscarried 3 times before turning 24. They wrote in an open letter to Vogue saying that they themselves had to get the procedure done as their body could not terminate the pregnancy completely on its own, and they would risk going into sepsis without medical intervention. Halsey said that they were terrified during the procedure, but it also saved their life. Number 5. Amy Schumer. When Seth Meyers recently welcomed the comedian onto his late night and asked Amy Schumer how she was doing, the comedian and actress did not hold back. She said that she's depressed because we're all losing our rights. While wearing a hands off our body pin, she said that she's recently attended a rally in New York City protesting a leaked draft opinion. Actor and comedian Amy Schumer has made no secret of her stance on reproductive rights, becoming a regular face at pro-choice protests in the US. Bans off our bodies. She wrote in a post on Instagram, quote, "The Supreme Court is going in the wrong direction." She said at a pro-choice rally in light of a leaked document suggesting reproductive rights could be overturned in the US, also adding that women want more rights and not less. It's also worth noting that in 2018, Schumer was arrested in Washington, D.C. during a protest against the then Supreme Court nominee Kavanaugh, who was recently accused of harassment and misconduct by Christine Blasey Ford. Number 4. Jameela Jamil. In 2021, TV presenter / actor / activist Jameela Jamil told her fans on social media that having the procedure done saved her life, posting on Instagram, quote, "I was mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially unstable, and most importantly, did not want a child. That should be enough. My life matters more than an unborn human." She said that she did not have a minute of regret and only felt deep relief and gratitude that she lived in a country that made reproductive healthcare accessible and safe. The actress insisted that nobody working there shamed her for being there in the first place, and the medical staff just gave her healthcare. Number 3. Cynthia Nixon. The Sex and the City star turned just like that star, Cynthia Nixon, has been open about her thoughts on women's reproductive rights, revealing that her mum was forced into having the procedure illegally in the 1960s. Quote, "It's a very personal issue for me. When I was old enough, she made sure to tell me about it. It was very hard for her to speak about." The actress added that her mother didn't give her a lot of details about it, but that it was very important for her to say that she had had the procedure done, and that it had been illegal, and that it had been a tremendously awful experience. She went on to say that her mother had wanted to make sure that she knew her history so she can fully value how crucial the procedure is. Number 2. Lady Gaga. While we don't know exactly how much Lady Gaga does support the pro-choice movement, the pop star said that it is an outrage to ban reproductive rights in Alabama, period, in a 2019 response to the state of Alabama passing a restrictive law. Quote, "So there's a higher penalty for doctors who perform these operations than there is for the perpetrators? This is a travesty, and I pray for all the women and the young girls who suffer at the hands of this system." Safe to say, we at least do know a little bit about how she feels when it comes to Roe v. Wade. Number 1. Busy Phillips. Rom-com icon Busy Phillips, who had previously shared details about her own experience with reproductive rights, spoke out about women's healthcare in a lengthy post on Instagram following the Supreme Court's leaked document. Quote, "Show up, be loud," she told her followers. "Overturning Roe and Casey is against the will of the people. It has nothing to do with babies and everything to do with white supremacy and power-hungry politicians attempting to keep systems of oppression in place." She went on to say that we need to be angry, loud, and outraged, and most of all, we need to show up. Go Busy, that was amazing. If there's anyone else we missed, let us know in the comments, and as always, thank you so much for watching.